All right, everybody, welcome in again. This is just another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmore. This is going to be another one. This is just a play tested game we're playing, and I'm actually casting this one live, not from a replay. You can see we've already got some chitter chatter. Matt saying hi to all you out there in YouTube world. And this is going to be a match between Matt, who made this Matt, who made this Matt, who made this map. This map being Emberfrost, which now has a name here. It doesn't say some weird thing. And this is Matt playing Vanguard here. This is the most awkward introduction I've done in a while, so hope you enjoyed it. And his opponent just landing and unlanding. I guess he wasn't close enough to get it going there. This is Hooboo100. Hooboo is a regular in testing out maps like this. This is Emberfrost on the map contest right now. If you haven't voted yet, go vote on the Discord. You can go put your 2 cents into the contest and decide who is going to win. This is a beautiful map. Emberfrost got this cool little spiral in the middle near the Stormgate. Just lots of cool business going on. If you haven't noticed, this map has a lot of spooky burning fire and spikes on the bottom here where our celestial player is. And then up here where Matt's playing and Hooboo's already harassing, we got a nice frozen tundra. I'm from Canada, so it reminds me of home. I don't live in Canada anymore, so I need Emberfrost to remind me. This is what it's like. Home, I gotta shovel the walks. Go skating on my way to the way to work. I don't know if everyone knows in Canada you gotta skate your way to work. That because of it's not because everything's frozen. It's just because of the hockey laws in Canada. That yeah, you have to play hockey, and that means you have to skate to work. These are historical facts I'm giving you right now. Don't question them or look them up online or ask your favorite AI. Really nice harass starting out from Hooboo there. But I think that Matt was able to save this Lancer by sticking him in the old sentry post, and pretty good SimCity here. I'm liking that. I've been playing the campaign. Have you been playing the campaign? It's really fun. And because I've been playing the campaign, I've been playing a little Vanguard because it's Vanguard campaign. I don't normally play Vanguard. You may have heard that before. I play Infernals. Oh my goodness! I saw Bayo talking about this, but look at this guy. Hello. Hello. This might be one of the best map features I've seen, although Short Circuit actually has some really nice map features. That's another map made by Matt. We have a few great map makers represented in the maps in the contest. Matt is one of them. We have another one from Guillotine, Ariel, and I think there's one or two other map makers too, and I apologize if I missed you. Go check it out. Matt here wins the Stormgate. He had sent one Lancer down here. Faerun out, might get sniped, but no. The Argents and Kree try and grab a Hedgehog. I don't think they got one. And so now who was getting chased? And actually, as Kree show up, they run in the back and get the Faerun. Nonetheless, Matt's going to try and push Hooboo up into his base. And is there enough Argents and Kree here to make a defend? I think there is. Prism's coming out, who are the most badass fighters I've learned. I've heard that. And it looks like they did a pretty good job defending there, and they're right back to mining. There's like a million of them. The new Prism economy is really interesting. Again, they don't need to return anything, which means they look a little different than the workers for the other factions. These ones, they just all huddle around like they're watching TV. They're at the drive-in. And these prisms they just sit there and shoot their little laser beams down. They're doing cool. This is how Celestials live now. Look at this. We got another base going down. Is this already a base? Yeah, okay. Wow, so Hooboo is doing well. This is kind of the meta right now. I think I've mentioned this in a few of my other casts, that because Celestial Economy is slowed down, there's a need to rush around and go grab all these bases. I have an opinion on this, which is given that the Celestials seem to be somewhat competitive despite the bugs slowing down their economy, I'm concerned that if we fix their economy to where it should be, they might run away with the eco, as they have in some of the earlier patches. It's just because Celestial economy is a little bit harder to balance, just because it's different and weird. Different and weird. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. I like different and weird. I am different and weird. At least some people have told me that, so I think it's pretty good. I think the changes to the Celestial economy have made it a little more interesting, and maybe by bringing it a little closer to the rest of the factions, it will make it a little easier to get that right balance that has been a little hard to find early on for Celestials. Either they're like tearing through the economy and they seem to be able to do anything they want and they'll win, or the opposite, where it just seems like it doesn't matter, they can't catch up, they're behind, and it doesn't matter what units they put on the field, they just seem to be outmatched. We want to find a nice, comfortable place in the middle there. Matt grabbing this far. This is definitely seems like this Stormgate is, closer to Matt. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Just feels like it is. But that gives Hooboo the opportunity to come in. Wow, okay. So, Kree aren't the answer to everything, I guess. They got tore up by the railguns of the Vulcans here. And the Vulcans are like, let's just do it. Let's just go ahead and win the Stormgate. What are they going to get? Boom. We got some Void Prowlers. Kree here, sadly, not actually in the Wellspring. I think they meant to be in the Wellspring, but they're like, nope. There they go. Okay, I wasn't sure if it hit the high ground since the animation's not up there, but looks like they do heal even on the high ground. They were just outside. I've said this before. I really think the aura for the Wellspring the radius there should just be a bit bigger, maybe 50% bigger. Just because the object itself takes up so much space in the middle that you can't occupy with units. And you would kind of want, if you've got like a little army and you say click on the Wellspring, you kind of want it to all be inside the radius without too much hassle. I hope that's not intended to be some kind of skill check there. Like, oh, well, can you get your units within the radius or not? Now, Hooboo, I'm like, what's going on? They seem to be kind of passive. They're not passive in the sense that they're not doing anything. They're passive in the sense that they're just doing macro. And finally, we've got the Void Prowlers coming in to try and harass some of the Prisms. And oh, maybe Hooboo's planning to harass over here. Now, here's the thing, or sorry, Matt. Hooboo's got so many bases. He's also very well ahead in supply. Then I think Matt's thinking, hey, I can come and harass over here because maybe I've got his Kree occupied over here with my Void Prowlers, which he does. But what he doesn't know is that that was just a small part of Hooboo's army, and Hooboo is coming over here to say, well, I'm going to smack you. And it's all Vulcans here, and Vulcans, they don't run. They jump jet. But if they run, oh, okay, how are they getting away here? The Argent's just letting them go. You know, Argents have something called Heaven Step. Do they have? Oh, they have their Heaven Step, I think. Long shot? No long shot. Not sure if those tooltips are accurate. Some of them were out of date for a while. I don't know if they got fixed for a release. So somehow Matt slips away there with some of his Vulcans. I thought they were all going to go down. I thought they'd all be dead. I think Hooboo's not even really concerned over here. The Vulcans come in to harass again. I think this time they will not get led away. Sabers come charging in first, using their mass accelerators. That's a sign of a lot of confidence from Hooboo, as he should, because his army is considerably bigger. But you don't usually rush your sabers to the front. But he was like, I want them to get a few snipe shots on those Vulcans before the Vulcans might be able to run away. And he wasn't worried about losing them. He just didn't think the army was big enough. Matt adding some atlases here. Also adding another base up here. So Matt is doing what he needs to do. He moved out, tried to make something happen. Didn't lose his whole army and then therefore maybe lose the whole game. He just took some losses, pulled back and is regrouping and is, you know, making sure he's teching up and staying in a defensive position, like for instance here, where he's able to defend against those Kree. That was a pretty lucky positioning for his army, but indeed, staying back is probably better. Although now we see him moving out, and I'm not sure if this is the right choice. What's that? A couple of Power Stones? Power Stones can no longer be stacked, which is sad. I mentioned this before, though. If every single time you got the double Power Stone, you were double Power Stoning something, then that kind of defeats the point of having two of them. Just have one that's double the strength. And maybe they should consider that too, because I really like the double avatar things that I saw. They seemed cool. But right now we have two avatar archangels. Just as Matt is pushing in to the bases here. Now this is down. Bottom left base is like 6th base, something like that. Archangels above, crashing down right on top of the Vulcans, all on top of the same thing. Two stasis is going down on the Archangel. Were they the Avatar ones? It's hard to tell from you which ones are the big ones there. Or maybe the big ones over here. There's so many Archangels on deck here. And it looks like a pretty good defense here from Hooboo. And Matt is retreating with some. Oh, he's got battle carriers on the map too. Retreating with most of his units. Not out yet. With both of them carrying a bank. I'm not surprised with Hooboo because he's got the entire map in his max. Or his side of the map, I should say. And he's decided he's going to push. When you're max, you might as well push because the only thing you'll be able to build is new units. And you'll only be able to do that if you... Sorry about that. You'll only be able to do that if you lose some units there. And he is losing units, but is he losing the game? I think he's pushing in here to Matt, and this could be the end. Matt is losing this base here. There's a Stormgate up, but I don't think anyone's going to get it. Now, Matt has sent a lot of his units over here. Maybe thinking that base has kind of mined. It's not fully mined out. This one is mined out, or is going to mine out soon, I should say. His main is already mined out. The problem is he's going to lose production here. And look at this. Hooboo's gone ahead and dropped down a bunch of these Grace Light nodes. Now, these heal you up. These are the basic power banks. They can be upgraded. I think they can be upgraded to Judicator nodes and to an old-fashioned power bank. But we do have a Aeon Gate here too, which is going to make this army a little bit more mobile. Arc Fortress above. And this looks like it should be the end here. I'm not sure how Matt's going to continue. Archangel's in there killing some servos. But remember, this was the production. We do have more Archangels flying above. And this army has, again, cleared the natural. Okay, well, Matt's got a plan. And his plan is to rebuild his entire base over here in the top right. Whereas I think Matt or Hooboo has a plan too, and that is just to win the game by continuing to destroy buildings. That's how you actually win the game. You might not know this. You win the game by destroying all the buildings of your opponent, not by forcing them to type the G's and then quit the game. Although that is normally how you win the game. Matt is staying in this. He's rebuilding all these buildings. He's got hornets. He's got a tank. But here come Archangels. On top of the tank, there are some good sentry posts here. And there are some ramparts with their reinforced, keeping those sentry posts alive. There's a Vulcan too. But I just don't think so. There are 6 different Archangels here. And they're just wreaking havoc on this base. This is probably the best protected part, but here's another part. Even running the prisms in with the bad-mannered, bringing the prisms to the front line. This is not cool, although I have heard prisms are pretty strong. So, I'm sorry. I'm not sure Matt's going to get out of this, although he is rebuilding over here. Matt is not done until he is done. And he is done. He is. He's got his main base up here. He's got 4 Lancers and a med tech. It's like, come at me, bro. Come at me. Once I get these sentry posts up, oh jeepers. Oh jeepers. Don't worry, I got another base going. Oh, and finally a GG from Matt. All right, everybody, welcome back in. This is another Stormgate cast showing off another one of Matt's maps. And we will once again be play testing with Hooboo. And of course, the map designer himself. It is Matt. And I've mentioned this map before. I've cast a few games on it. This one's called Short Circuit. It's got a kind of techie vibe. Lots of batteries and wires and electricity and zip, zip, zip. It's attached up to the mine and the Ethereum. Even, oh, not this Stormgate, one of the Stormgate, yeah. It's like they're trying to maybe connect up to the Stormgates, but, you know, the Stormgates turned into a Stormgate. I don't know, something like that. A cool map, cool map. Real nice features. Already got an imp kill. That's not cool, Hooboo. Since Matt went double shrine, he does have some protection. And he does got some money. Pops out some units. And we got the 3 Argent Rush. Ooh, snipes the Brute. Brute turns into a Fiend. Is it going to get... We got the other Brute sacrificed to be 2 Fiends. That's part of the new change here. And the Fiends are way more DPS-y. But they, you know, as I mentioned, they only get 1 from the Brute. But when you get 2 like you got there, they're way better than they used to be. And as we saw there, they chased down the Argents and actually got some kills. I like that. But after that Argent Rush, just sitting at home. Okay, first Stormgate's up, but not really units out. Looks like Matt's going to be the one coming in for this Stormgate. Whereas Hooboo's just, you know, destroying his own buildings, as you do when you are Celestial. Stormgate captured easily, uncontested. And what do we get out of that? We get a Shadow Mark. I apologize if you're not getting any game sound. My OBS is making it seem like there's no game sound coming through, and I'm not sure what that's about. But this is a live cast. I'm not going to be able to just pause it and change my sounds. So hopefully you are getting the sounds. But if not, you're getting my commentary, which is all you need to enjoy this game. Which for the moment is Matt pushing into Hooboo here. Hooboo does have a nice defensive force of Kree and Argents, but he seems unwilling to just sort of A-move into those units. And actually, for the moment, there we go. He was waiting for rollout. That's what it was. Although, his rollout kind of sacrificed a lot of units. And despite getting the effigy, a lot of phantoms came out as those prisms went down. Nonetheless, new reinforcing Kree show up. And they do roll out on top of the gaunts. And the gaunts go down. Go down. One brute running home to tell the tales. Don't go down there. There are celestials down there and they kill you. Jogging his way back home to hang out with the rest of his horde. Another base going down over here for Matt. Remember, he went up to 3 fast bases. And use that shadow mark here to boost up this base here. And now it's Hooboo's turn to roll out. He's going to roll out with some Kree. Ooh, we got a Hex in here. We got a skull. That was probably a scout skull originally. And it immediately scouted Kree and was like, what? But the Kree actually got in and got on top of some imps. I don't think they got any imps, though. Looking for some kills. Kree are popular again. But Matt does have some good farms, and he's making a full wall here. I like that. And he's put some mines. Scan up here. And Matt going for another base. So Matt's on 5 base. Right now, Celestials need 5 base to be even to a 4 base. However, he's going to go for another base over here. That will put him ahead. And he's going to be in a defensive position while he gets that base up. That's going to give Matt time to go for the Stormgate. Matt is going to come in and snag this Stormgate. That should be pretty easy. Uncontested. Some Kree rolling out. I don't know if they're going to make it over to Matt's base in time. Matt should be able to move his army back after claiming the Stormgate. Grabbing 3 of the Necrolusks. What are they? Unstable Necrolusks. Kree try and roll in here. All they find is gremlins and then brutes. So, didn't even have to come home to defend that. But that's just because of good SimCity here at his 3rd or 4th base here. Also 5th base going down for Matt. The Kree are going to heal up at the Wellspring. Hooboo's got his 5th base up. 6th base? 6th base. And that does put Hooboo in a good spot here. Lots of Kree. Argents to augment, and now adding sabers as well. More Kree trying to do a run by. There's not a wall yet here. There are a few gremlins. But the Kree waste their rollout on the gremlins, but then traps some imps in there. Ooh, flame imps! Flame imps. Said, you think I'm trapped in here with you? You're actually trapped in here with me. I'm going to explode on you. You think you're going to explode on me? I'm actually going to explode on you. Hope you learned your lesson, Kree. Because you're dead now. That's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's what what the imps were talking about. We got a little dropship. What's in the secret dropship? Is it Maggie's? I hope it's Mag's. It's Necrolusks. Oh my goodness, it was Necrolusks. That was fun. That was fun. I like that. There is one more Necrolusk in the bat. But I think that was a good win for Matt there. With some miasma going down in the back, that's going to be punishing most of the units there, but in particular the Argents and the Kree. This is a little bit of a winning wave now from Matt as he's streaming over these units into the base, trying to clean up some of the reinforcements that are streaming in. There's a bunch of prisms just chilling there, waiting to be eaten. Arcship takes off. And this is now just killing buildings. That's what the game's about. You kill buildings with your units. You make them go down. Cool new morph core trick. When your buildings are dying, you can just turn them into morph cores. I like to see that. That means Hooboo's been practicing with this and kind of knows how it goes. Now, shouldn't you be flying those morph cores somewhere else? When you do that, do you get refunded money? I don't know. I don't know. That's something I should know because I'm the one casting. You can't answer me. You're just watching. I mean, you could answer by typing in the comments. And if you know the answer, why don't you type them in the comments and then I'll know the answer and I'll tell everybody next time. Look at these flame imps. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, why is that so cool? Yeah, Diane. Oh, all the prisms went down too. I think we can conclude, says Hooboo100. What can we conclude? Good old Hooboo. Flame imps, Imba. GG's. All right, welcome back. I think I may have fixed the audio issue. I hope so. If there was no audio in that last game, I'm sorry, my bad. But something went wrong in the OBS and it looks like it's fixed again. Who needs audio anyways? We're all here to just watch the game. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just get into it, shall we? Let's just get into some Stormgate. Once again, this is part of the map showcase, I guess. I didn't know that when I got into these casts, but this is what we're doing. We're showcasing the new maps from Matt. This can be a completely unbiased suggestion. Go to the map contest. Go vote for the maps that you want, especially if you like these ones from Matt. These are cool. Oh, and who are we? Who are our contestants? This is Hooboo. Still, there's nothing changed. And this is Matt. Check out the cool new shrine. When this little thing comes out of the shrine, boom. That's when you know it's an upgraded shrine. That's how you know now. Now you know you're learning stuff every day. But I mentioned this is a map showcase. Well, this is Rotfire Vale. A little bit harder to say, but I'm getting used to it. Rotfire Vale. Also made by Matt. Kind of got some burning stuff going on. It's got that, whatever that thing is. Arculus, Necrolusc, or whatever. Arculus, I think that's what it's called in the campaign. Spoiler, sorry. Sorry. Ooh, look at this. There's an enriched mine over here. Did not know that. More mines. More mines. Really nice map. It's got some nice decoration on it, like this cube. And it's a little bit bigger, although the rush distance is not that bad. The air distance also. There are all these trees and stuff in the way here. So I guess you could like full on rush straight through here as long as you break the trees down. And we see that Matt has broke down the trees in his backyard so he can get mining over here. Get a base up. He's got these 2 production buildings, but has he built any units yet? There we go. We saw the first Gaunts. Any... There we go. Yeah, they're fiends on the map. I didn't quite see that. Were they harassing? I'm not sure. They're definitely scouting.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
And there are 2 fiends here. What that tells me, given the new mechanics for the brute, is that was split right away, probably as it came out the vault, just for the scouting purposes. And that's been a fairly common part of Infernal meta for a while. Not just since the most recent brute changes, and maybe it becomes slightly more valuable now because you would only get 1 fiend if you didn't split it originally right away. 4 Argents here is enough to push back Matt's forces, but is it enough to win the Stormgate? Because Matt might still... Yeah, Matt gets his Chakram out, but loses the Gaunt. I feel like the Argent's outrange there. Well, that's got to be disappointing. Splits the Brute, but it wasn't at 90% health. This is why I think a manually split Brute should always yield you to... That's my own thought. I am an Infernal player, so I might be crazy or something. Remember, the Fiends did get buffed too. So 2 Fiends now is really punishing. And what's interesting here is with that Fiend play, Matt has been able to push Hooboo off the Stormgate. He's going to go capture that Stormgate, it looks like. At least he's switched the color back to blue. The way the color goes here is changed, and I figured it out now. I figured it out, so let me explain it to you. The bar stays all white. That means that's the bar that you need to fill up with your color. If it's already the other color, red, you have to empty it down to the bottom and then fill it back up. That's how you know who's winning the tug of war. I think it's a little clearer now, and I like it better. Look at this, another Hexen out. Matt likes his Hexen. Don't blame him. They're a pretty cool unit. They are a little harder to use now just because everything else got easier to use, and you don't get a free one right at the beginning. Free came rolling by, but it's not clear that they got much done. Maybe they got blocked. They rolled their way back home. I did not see that it was the creeping horror that was got. That was got. That's what was got. Ooh. We got Fiends. What was that? Fiends going... This Fiend's going for a run by. Remember, they're pretty brutal now. And it's a Kree run by up here. They're both doing the same thing. Fiends are going to come down here, find 2 Judicator nodes, and apparently Judicator nodes destroy Fiends. Just boom. There we go. Lesson learned. Don't do that. Hooboo. What's he going to do with his Kree? He's got a larger army force over here. He's got these little Kree, like little run-by squad. And Matt, feeling brave.
Dimensional rift detected.
Okay.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, was he really going to push out there, or was he just trying to position for the Stormgate? As soon as he saw where the Stormgate was, he moved over here. And again, he's positioning himself between the Stormgate and where his opponent's army would be.
Has appeared.
I think that's pretty cool, because it means what he's trying to do is take out that army or engage that army before he engages. And look at that, the 2 venom traps, 3 venom traps, boom, 1 goes down, boom, another 1 gets triggered. The Hexen goes down, but all those 3, all of them cursed, all of them very weak. And we're going to see Phantom showing up here. We're going to see a few of them going down to the curse damage. And that means this Stormgate's probably going to go to Matt too. Very well done from Matt, actually. Hooboo still with a really nice supply lead, but again, a little misleading in the current meta just because he probably has more prisms. He needs more prisms just to mine as fast. And that's going to turn into supply. That's hard for us to measure. Where's the army supply? It would be nice to see stuff like that. So Matt, what are you gonna do, Matt? What did he get out of the... There they are, Necrolisks. I'm like, what did he get out of the Stormgate? He got Necrolisks. I'm almost not sure about walking your Necrolisks home. They're just so slow. Well, maybe he'll do what he did last game. I think he put them in a drop ship, and then he dropped them on top, which was really cool. And there we go. There we go. Drop ship made right away. So that is his plan. Has them sent over here. Oh no! Boom! No! No! Boom. Okay, you want to keep them alive. I mean, killing some free, stopping them from harass can be a good thing. Especially since they're now going to kill a bunch of imps. But you want to do something else with that, and it looks like Matt wants to do something right now with it. Brutes did show up to get the Kree. But there's also going to be a battle right here, and is it going to happen again? Necrolisks again on top of the sabers. Boom! When he goes down, they just immediately explode, and so does the Harbinger. That's kind of a weird interaction. I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure it's intended, but I thought that was going to go much better for Matt. The Necrolisks didn't do quite as much as I thought they would. And Matt's going to have to retreat back here. He does have some units to defend if he needs. Hooboo's going to stop off at the wellspring, get those healing juices. That's going to delay his potential push, if that's what he plans to do.
Dimensional rift detected.
Although
a Stormgate will
we have a
activate
Stormgate
soon.
activating. Look at the cool rune stuff on the ground. That's cool. Where you going, old little buddy?
A
This
Stormgate
just
has
rallied to
appeared.
mine in a weird way. Looks like it is. Stormgate going to Hooboo this time. And what's he gonna grab? This is tier 3. He's gonna get, looks like double power stone, double soul forge. Gonna go for more sabers. Gonna get some archangels. What you gonna go? What you gonna go, bro? There is a little engagement here. Dropship coming around the back. What is it? Imps? That's weird. That's weird, says I. They might be flaming on. That's why I'm thinking. I don't think you can flame them on inside the dropship, which is... There we go. Right into the sabers. Oh, no! A lot of those imps did not impact where he wanted them to go, and in the meantime, he lost most of his brute army as well. Now we're looking at a max Hooboo versus Matt on about 120 supply. His army's not bad, but Hooboo's definitely got the advantage here. The sabers were definitely helping out, and I think the Necrolisks didn't quite get as much damage on them as he had hoped. And if he had, and the flame imps too, I feel like if you had been able to maybe wipe out the bulk of them, that could have made a difference. At the moment, we now see the archangels, or these avatar modes. No, those are just normal. Oh yeah, it was clone. He got Soul Forge, not Power Stone. So that's why he has 4, very likely. Also why he's oversupplied. Archangels flying straight in, they don't care. And the point here is Hooboo's like, if you're going to chase these into the back, that's a pretty deadly scorched earth right there. Going to kill almost all the imps, I think. And then dodging this base here. Lots of good Godstones here. Nice attempt to defend there, but the imps went back to mining and now they're out dying. Yeah. And this was the real thing, is that this whole time Hooboo has been destroying the bases on the right side with his actual army. The Archangels were just a distraction. And Matt is now in a rough spot here. He had lots of good defenses back home, but his army didn't move out to deal with the army of Hooboo. Now this is an interesting play. Lots of the healing nodes, aka Gracelight node, Gracelight nodes. Yes, Gracelight. I'm trying to remember all these. We're getting are these Judicators? No, they're going to be power nodes. It looks like. What are these ones called? Energizer nodes, like the Energizer Bunny. Those will help power up the healing nodes. Keep the healing nodes fully functional. Archangel's coming in. There's a dragon. This is pretty good for Matt. The best he can hope for. There's a good engage here. Really nice, actually, at the moment. A lot of the Argents were out of position down here. Magmadon's getting in a nice angle, so they're not really in the middle. They're on the side. That allows them to stay alive a little bit longer. They're going to take down a lot of these sabers. Also, I was like, the dragon went down. No, he didn't. He's flying over there eating prisms. And these sabers here are probably dead too. This is not good for Hooboo, who has such a great supply advantage and had made a really good play to sort of two-prong attack and distract the army. Nonetheless, Matt's been able to reclaim some foothold in this game, and maybe this Stormgate will be enough for him to put the final nail in the coffin here and turn the tides. Let's see what he gets. Argent's showing up to try and put some pressure there. Double power, or yeah, it looks like it's a power stone. Lots of cool names in this game. Blade Dragon, Alira Dawnveil. Every unit gets a unique name now, thanks to the community, I believe. And if you are a particular kind of community backer, you could get some names added to the random name list. So if you see some funny, cool names out there, you know where they came from. Hooboo's game has turned, even though he's remaxed, going back to the power banks here. That's a lot of money lost as they're going to quickly go down. Archangels try and come in and punch the dragon. But the dragon fights back. Remember, the dragon is avatar mode. Magmadon's in the front start getting taken down, but that's their job too. They are tanks as much as they are damage dealers. Very useful for their AoE, but also just useful as a big bag of hit points on the front line. Nice Archangel Meteor Swarm. Meteor Strike. Is that what it's called? Scorchers is what it's called when you hit the ground. I think it was Meteor Strike. I'm really good at remembering all the names of these things, as you can tell. Second dragon out. I forgot that the dragons have been changed so that they are a little bit faster to produce, but you can't produce the first one instantly. They basically kind of turned to be a bit more normal. A little bit more normal. I'd like to see them come out of the Twilight Spire too, although I kind of understand why they aren't at the moment. I'd like them to just be full normal. Nerf them as much as you need so that they can be just full normal like Archangels or Helicarriers. That's my take. Did we just see a dragon go down real fast there? That was wild.
A Stormgate has appeared.
Oh, will they get the saber? Nope. Archangel's in the back here. I must have been doing some harass I didn't see. That's what pulled Matt back. And Matt is going for the Stormgate. And Hooboo looks like gonna oh no! Hellborn down for free. Matt's not the one who can really afford to take losses like that right now. Heaven Step tries to get the dragon. Archangel on top of the Gaunts. Hellborn goes down as well. And this looks like it could be Hooboo's Stormgate. And Matt, oh, trying to keep that dragon alive, but also trying to do some good damage. Nice tramples here, huge stuns. That was really good. Well, kind of the best that Matt could hope for. He wasn't going to win that, but he did get some really good damage. So, double Soul Forge, cloning some avatars. Meanwhile, Dragon over here just trying to kill some prisms. I think Hooboo is in a good position here. Hellborn makes it over here, gets one shot off with his basketballs, and he's dead. So many power banks and Grace Light nodes here. Energizer nodes and Grace Light nodes. There's no such thing as a power bank anymore. And Hooboo's trying to find a way to close this out. Nice harass over there with the Archangels. Matt trying his best to try and defeat this army here, but the Archangels are still flying above him. They're a huge threat. He pulls back again, tries to get close to some static B, lets the army come and engage with his Shroud Stone, but then pulls back as well, just deciding, hey, that Shroud Stone died pretty quick. There's also Animasters on the map now, so while Matt has Miasma, well, not anymore now that his Hexens got popped by Archangels. There is Dark Prophecy out there, which is also a threat. Lots of AoE from Hooboo right now, which makes it really hard for Matt to get back in the game. And we're just getting a ton of power banks. And again, these are Grace Light nodes. Archangel's coming down with more Scorched Earth, using it almost like a zoning tool right now to let the rest of his army just pull in here and do the real damage. Now Matt has had one kind of change in fortune already, but will he be able to do it again here? I'm not certain. Here he goes, swarming down, but the SimCity here is really good. He gets on top of the Sabers actually quite well, at the same time tearing into them with Flame Imps. I love the tenacity here from Matt, trying to make it work, but I think there's just too much from Hooboo, who is staying max and is also on a huge bank of 7,000, 2,000. Look at this base he's made on his way up here. It's pretty ridiculous. And still at 289. We're still getting some units produced here from Matt. He's trying his best, even as his bases are going down. This base was already mined out anyways. A lot of the bases have been mined out. This is turning into kind of one of those really late game kind of scenarios. Although it's very lopsided because Matt is just trying to stay alive, trying to stay up. Meanwhile, Hooboo is max, and Hooboo is once again going for the bad-mannered, let me just send my prisms in here. I have so many prisms, that's how I mine. I'm just going to send them in there. Look how quickly they're destroying that vault. You only need 24 prisms. Oh! Oh, wow. I like that, actually. I like that. You bad-manner me, well then I will just Flame Imp all your prisms. Not that it's going to change the outcome here. Magmadon needs to stompity stomp. Avatar, or Avatar mode, I guess. I think that's what it is called, yes. But we get a GG from Matt in game number 3.